again everyone, it's Dr. Tim Newton with Inspire Movement Physical Therapy. In this video we're going to talk about a couple stretches that you can do for the foot and ankle. So let's talk about some ankle stretches that you can do. This is pretty simple and most people have seen this before. Let's just start with the calf stretch. Alright, you go on a wall and you go back like this, okay? And the big thing that I see a lot of people do is they'll do this. They'll turn their toes out. So just make sure that you're not compensating by doing that and you're keeping everything in line and your back heel is going down onto the floor. This is a good stretch for the gastrocnemius muscle, also known as the gastrocs. There is another calf muscle called the soleus that you can selectively bias by bending the knee and putting the heel down. So if you really just want to get at that muscle, if your therapist suspects that that's part of the problem, that's how you can stretch it. So this biases the soleus muscle. This biases the gastrocnemius muscle. Make sure that your feet are in line. You can do this on the wall, but honestly, you could also do it on the edge of a curb or a step and just let your heel, if this is the curb, let your heel sink down below the edge of the curb. And then you can also stretch the foot into plantar flexion, into pointing, all right? Now this one, it's kind of hard to do other than just sitting on your ankles, but this is what it looks like. So I've got my toes and they're pointing straight back. All right, I'm not turning them in where the toes are touching each other. So they're like this, and then I just gently sit back onto my heels. Okay? If it helps your knees, you can put a towel or something in this space, but then you just get your weight going down into your ankles. And this stretches the front of my ankle. And I can even play around with the angle here. I can play around by just a small amount, but moving my toes out to the side. You may actually find this is a little bit easier with shoes. Okay, sometimes I like to do this with shoes because my tush catches the sole of the shoe and just gives me a little more leverage on the stretch. But this is good too. All right. If it's starting to be painful and uncomfortable, then that's it. Don't do any more, okay? It's something that you should do very gently, but that's just how you stretch it in that direction. And then finally, you're right here, and you can just stretch your big toes and make sure that they're coming up. That's another thing that's often overlooked in foot and ankle problems is the big toes' ability to bend up. And you can also just shift the weight out over to the smaller toes, so that looks like this. So right now I'm really stretching my big toes, and then I just turn my heels out a little bit to stretch the smaller toes. So that's a really easy way that you can just use your own body weight to stretch your foot and ankle. And you can do this holding each one, 20 to 30 seconds, and you can go as many rounds as you like until you feel like things are starting to loosen up. Those are some of the things that you can do to stretch the foot and ankle and try to reduce pain. If you found this video helpful, leave us your questions, your comments, subscribe, and give us a like. And don't forget to check out our website for more related material at marylandmanualtherapy.com. Thank you for watching, and have an inspired day.